Dear YouTube, please don't accuse me of copyright infringe. I've got no music that I put in. If you point your finger, it would just be wrong, 'cause I ask my viewers to play their own song. If you're like me, you make a lot of projects, and if you don't put your tag on there, it's like making a painting without signing it. Hi, I'm Marty, and I'm here with another Not a Bad Idea. Today I'm going to show you how I make my So Easy Sew In tags. What you'll need is a Google Drive account, an inkjet printer, and Avery Printable Fabric Sheets. So this has fabric with glue on the back, and it makes it so much easier. So let's get started. Let's dive right in. So I've opened Google Drive and have selected the folder I created called Sew In Tags. Create a new Google document and name the document. Click on Insert, Drawing, New. Select the shape icon, Shapes, and the first shape is a rectangle. It depends on your design as to the size. This is the unprinted tabs of my tag, and I want it roughly 3/8 inch long by 1/2 inch wide. If you notice, when you have the rectangle selected, you'll see blue lines in the ruler telling you the exact size. Once I have the size of rectangle, I will copy the first one so I'm sure to have exactly the same size for the other tab. Simply right-click, copy, right-click, paste, and then move the new rectangle down out of the way for now. Now add another shape. Click the shape icon, Shapes, and that first rectangle shape. Draw a rectangle between the first two rectangles. Select each of the small rectangles and then the border button, which looks like a pin. Select any color. I chose blue because it is easy to see. Next, select each of the small rectangles and then the fill button, which looks like a paint bucket, and select transparent. Select the center rectangle. Click the fill button, click gradient, select any color you choose. Now press the border button and select your border color. Congratulations, you have something that looks like a bandage. Add a text box. Line it up on the bottom and at the sides to get the size just right. Remember, if you don't have text in a text box and you click off of the text box, it will seem to disappear. Be careful so you don't end up with too many hidden text boxes. Ask me how I know. When you get the text box the size you want, move it into the tag in the first position. Do this again for the second text box. And move the text box into the second position. Left-click the first text box, choose the font, click the ellipse button, which looks like 3 dots, select the text color. It's the button that looks like an underlined A. Click the button with a B so the font will be bold. Add your initial and drag it around until you get it just right. Add yet another text box for another initial. Select the font you want, select bold, the text color, and so on. Put it exactly where you want it. Now in the bottom text box, choose any font and formats that you want. I chose Arial, bold, black text color, and I lowered the size of font down to 8. Then type your message. Depending on where you're going to put this in your project, you may want to rotate either one or both of the text box. I'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. When you get your tag looking good, press Save and Close. Select this tag and then select Break Text, 0 inches margin, and then press the arrow down key of the Move with Text button and select Fix Position on Page. That way, you can take this and put it anywhere on the page. Now you have one completed tag, only 99 more to go. Don't worry, it's really easy. The hardest part is done. Now I'm going to lay the tag on its side so I can get the most out of a single sheet as possible. First, I click on the tag and click Edit. While holding down the Control key, select all the elements. Now click the Actions key, Rotate, and rotate clockwise 90 degrees. I can see I didn't get all the elements, but that's easily remedied by clicking on it. Click Actions key again, rotate, and rotate clockwise 90 degrees. Notice here, my design is hanging off the design work area and actually messed up my tag a bit. But all that is needed is to select all elements again and left-click and hold and move the design in towards the center, and it will all work out just fine. So with it moved over, press the Save and Close button. You may still have to adjust the actual size of the tag. Use the top and side ruler to get the dimensions you want. Just keep in mind, if your tags are bigger than mine, you can expect to get less than 100 tags. Likewise, if your tags are smaller than mine, you might not be able to read them, and you'll get more on the page. So now our tag is complete. Let's get them lined up. Copy and paste to get a few on the page. At first, we will line them up by eye. We will use the X and Y position to make them perfect. Don't worry, I'll show you how. Initially, I was only able to get 4 tags in each row. I could see there was going to be quite a lot of wasted space on the fabric. Then I got to thinking that if I put the end tabs within the margins, even though they might not print, the material is still there and would not be wasted. So we'll continue on and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hey friends, it's that time. Go ahead and push that like button, because if you don't, you just might get a pointing. We have a few tags in place on the document. You can see that my tab extends into the margins on both sides. Some printers will not print anything in that area, but it won't matter because there is still fabric to the edges. We can still make a perfectly good tag, and because of this hack, we'll put 5 to a row instead of 4 to a row, and we'll get 100 tags. I'm moving them in 5 to a row. The red line is an indicator that you are even horizontally with the other tags. I mentioned that sometimes it would be to your advantage to turn your text box upside down. To do that, select the tag, click Edit, select the text box you want to invert. See the circle that's above the text box? It's in the middle of the MR. You'll just left-click on that circle and hold, and then turn it around, and when you get it where you want it, release it. You may want to adjust the text until it looks nice. This is an option you can use if you want your tag in a certain direction on your project. I noticed I forgot to center the lettering, so let's do that now. Select the text box, then the Ellipse or More button, click the Align button, and select Center Align. When you're done editing, click Save and Close. You notice these two tags are a different color. I was playing around off camera and I found I could easily change the color. Click on a tag, then click Edit. Remember the rectangle we put between the two smaller rectangles? You want to select it. It's not the text box we want. See the little space by the text box? When the cursor turns into a cross, left click. It is the background that is selected. Then select Fill Color button. The recording does not show the cross, but that's what is on your screen. Click Gradient and choose your color. When you're satisfied, save and close. I have all the tags in the many colors and flavors, if you will, added to the document. And I'm going to use the X and Y positioning to line up the tags. If there's any changes you want to make, you simply click on the tag, press Edit, then make the changes, and save and close. I have lined up the tags by eye, but as you can see in the middle and beyond, the alignment gets a little wonky. There's different spacing between the tags, and I want to straighten that out. Select the first tag on the left, click the Ellipse button, the three dots, select all image options, and then position. The X number refers to the columns in relationship to this first tag, and the Y number refers to the row in relation to this first tag. For right now, I will just concentrate on the X numbers. If you click on any tag in the first column, you will see the number remains the same. The first column, X, is 0.19. Second column, X, is 1.81. Third column, X, is 3.44. Fourth column, X, is 5.01. Fifth column, X, is 6.69 consistently. This is good. It means we're straight in our verticals. The horizontal is quite a mess though. So now click the first tag on the left again and look at the Y number. First row Y is 0.05. Click on each tag in the first row. They should all be 0.05. The fourth tag is not quite the same size as the other tags, and its Y number will be slightly different. The fifth tag in the first row is not exactly 0.05 on the Y. So I changed the tag and magically it goes to the correct position. Loving that. The second row, the Y is 1.05. Make sure all the tags in this row are Y 1.05. If they aren't, change them. Continue across each row until you have your horizontals Goldilocks, or just right. You'll start to see a pattern as you go along. All the tags are lined up and I can test print on plain paper. Before I print, I'm going to mark the top of the first paper in the printer's paper tray. This will help me determine which way my printer feeds and prints. This is the paper printout. The printed side is considered the front, and I don't see the X on the printed side. The X is on the opposite or back of the paper, so that means that the paper in my printer starts out face down and travels this way through the printer. So I need to put the fabric sheets in my printer with the back or glue side of the sheets facing up and the fabric side facing down. You'll have to figure this out for your printer, as every printer is different. That's why you should print on plain paper first. Now go back to the computer and print again, with the fabric sheet loaded in the paper tray, and we are done. I'm going to let these tags dry. To use the tags, cut along the lines and fold the tag in half. Then sew it into the seam of your project. This tag doesn't have tabs. I designed it to be ironed directly onto the project. I only made a few of those. You can leave the tags on the sheet until ready to use. I like to cut them all out so they're always ready. Here's an example. This is the inside of a project, and when I sew the outside onto this, the tag will be sewn right into the seam. I hope you found my video useful, and if you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye. I hope that you found my video useful. I really, because I don't make any money, folks. I just love to make videos. I forget what I was going to say. Bye, see ya, love ya.